We're complicated. Human beings are complicated. And I don't think that there's anything anyone can say that can convince me otherwise. We are. I think we love to believe that what we see is what we get, but one of the things we have to remember is whatever we're getting is not necessarily what's really going on. Whatever is being executed, whatever actions someone is taking or whatever someone is saying does not necessarily mean that's what it is. There's a whole world going on internally in all of us that is one big great secret that only we know. And we make these choices about how much we're really willing to reveal to another or to others. And a lot of that is all about the relationships we're in, the relationships we find ourselves in, our comfort level, our safety level, and our environment that we find ourselves in. But we have to realize that we're beautifully complicated. We're imperfectly perfect because we're human. And I think the wonder in all of that for actors is that it allows us to ask questions. It allows us to want to know. It demands us to explore, and it requires us to discover. And it asks of us to have an open heart to try to understand from one human to another why someone does what they do. What brings a human being to do what they do? What brings a human being to want what they want? And then that really asks us to explore the whole historical events that a human being has gone through, which brings them to the here and now moment, which is the reason why that person is who they are and why that person wants what they want, and why that person is with who they're with. But it's never easy. It's never clear cut. It's never black and white. It really asks for us to know and understand whatever we see is not necessarily all there is. I think that takes generosity for an actor to want to really try to know or understand or learn or discover and then experience. I don't know anything about sports, but one thing I can assume is that you need to depend on another in order for the success of that team to occur. It's not a one-man job. And if you are your own team, you're still dependent upon your opponent in order for you to play the game. And it really is a wonderful mirror for the actor, because it is so important for the actor to remember it's not just about them. It's about the other. It's about being dependent upon your partner. It's about allowing yourself to be generous in spirit with your partner, with your ensemble, with an entire production, because that's how the team wins. And in this case, for art, that win is about creating truth. Truth of story, truth of the human condition, truth of the trials and tribulations of what we people go through in our lives, generation from generation. And so it's so important for us to try to get away from an egocentric nature about our work being about how good we are or how much we're succeeding or all the things that are important for us as a business, but not so much as an artist. when it comes to our work, that stuff needs to be put into a compartment, and then it's really got to be about how I can be generous in spirit towards my partner or partners in order to make this thing happen, to live this thing that's on a piece of paper. And I think that takes a very special actor. I think that takes an actor that has a very open heart. I think that takes an actor that is so willing to give and so willing to be vulnerable in whatever situation he or she finds themselves in pursuit of the truth of that situation. And you can see it. You know it. You know when an actor is there. You know when an actor is giving. You know when an actor has a generosity of spirit. You see it in their eyes. You see it in their soul. You see it in their energy. And it's the thing that gets us from sitting back to leaning forward, because there's something magnetic about it. And that magnetism is our ability to relate to them, to understand somewhat, somehow, what they're going through. And that's what the generosity of spirit does. It's this magical energy that brings a collective to a commonality of the human experience. And those are the actors that we see that transform us, that move us, that take us somewhere, that inspire us. But there's got to be a generosity. There's got to be a generosity.